I still do kind of want to know about your viewing experience. Like, are you watching this by yourself? Do you mute the commentators? Like, what's your average pay-per-view look like?
So I do. So I wish there was there is a track we watched it before the slap, the Marab fight and Yan fight, and it was no commentators, but you could still hear the octagon noise.
Right. Wow.
That was ideal. Like I'm just saying, Fight Pass, if you want to make that an option, you have my blessing. But I usually watch it with like the volume kind of muted because I do like to hear like the slams on the ground and stuff or the crowd cheer. I was like, but I watched this one, this last fight on Twitch with, so you watch them live.
Oh, that's right.
You watch the fights. Yeah, it's the weirdest thing in the world, but it's really fun. And people actually know a lot about fighting. And then people just kind of throw you crazy stuff too. But with, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. So we watched the fight and we talked about it and broke it down. Obviously, he's a 170-pounder, so he has some interest in who wins, between Usman and the champion Leon Edwards. But and a lot of times we'll do the watch parties too.
Yeah. So you're working, just always grinding.
Saying is I like an excuse to watch the fights. Otherwise, like I watch a lot of them Sunday morning, first thing before my family gets up, and I'm just good enough. Like, just don't look at your phone.
Right.
Just don't do it. Just open the fights up. Don't look at your phone. Don't go on social media.
And you're watching that on the
occasionally
on the UFC app. Are you watching that on the UFC app when you're doing that, or how are you watching that?
Well, I mean, I have the jailbroken Fight Pass, so.
All right. Yes. Right. No. Perfect. Yes. Because if you go to ESPN Plus, you can see the length of the fight unless you navigate properly. So there's some spoiler within, and you can know that a main event ends in a finish. So that's why I ask. I apologize. And real quick,
I didn't even know that.
But that natural sound feed is the one you're talking about. You mute guys like me that never fought, right? And when we do our Anik and Florian, I'm just kidding. I'm fucking around.
My favorite thing, and this is what I use for work, is the walkout. So, and I hate that they don't have the walkout when you just go to a fight. So let's say an athlete comes to the UFC PI. I want to do a little background on them, but I don't actually want to do it. I want John Anik to do it for me.
There you go.
And I want to know what it is. So what I do is I go to the last event they fought in, and I listen to you guys tell me about what camp they're doing, where they've been, their background. This guy was a karate. Oh, okay. And then I just listen to that before each athlete comes in. And that is literally all the homework I do.
Just so you know, in the future, if you are ever in that situation, you can text me, right? And behind me right here, I have a fighter card library of over 5,000 athletes. I can take a screenshot of the fighter and it'll tell you everything from their children, when they were born, anything you need to know.
I might take you up on that, actually.
You absolutely could. And I will say, I've said this so many times, if I could change anything about mixed martial arts television, it would be that we would televise every walkout.
Yeah, because you never know the one that's going to be awesome.
And we have 25 commercial breaks anyway, so I wish there was a way somehow. That's really the problem, is that there are so many commercial breaks that we got to get them there.
And I've told you this before, Kenny, until just recently, I still do sometimes, I fast forward the walkout. I fast forward literally until like you end up about 3 seconds into the first round, go. Hey, follow up on that, because sometimes you have to be careful not to fast forward too much, because somebody will run out with the flying knee or the flying jump kick. Here's what I'm trying to tell guys. Nobody does that in the second or third round. In the third round, run out with the flying jump kick or knee. Run out with that crazy explosive technique in the third round.
That's actually fucking brilliant. And I don't even
right, because you're gonna be like, what is going on? Well, you didn't like you.
Kenny, he's onto something.
You're absolutely.
Like, what's coming?
The problem is most dudes are absolutely exhausted by that.
Right, they do that hug. They hug.
Yeah.
They'd rather do the pre-third final round hug and kill 10 seconds of clock.
Yeah, it's true though. Like, especially for guys who are down 2 rounds, you don't really see it. Like, you don't see guys that like go for it in the round 3. Go for that flying knee. That's when you do it.
You had the minute break. You got 15 seconds of juice in you. Go for it. throw it, miss it, and then run back to the center or run out of the way.
Right.
And then, you know, I'm just saying, these are gems. I'm trying to get.
No,
I always wanted to do it, and then I forgot. I forgot. Literally, just like I was like, on this round, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna run out because I was never a glove toucher anyway. I don't like touching gloves.
Yeah.
So like if a guy like lifts his hand and goes, I'm like, we just did. We literally just we don't need to do this again. Like, let's just fight. We got 15 minutes. Let's get the most out of it.
Yeah, you don't strike me as a glove toucher. That is UFC Hall of Famer Forrest Griffin with us here on the Anik and Florian podcast. So